Hey guys, it's Maggie, and I thought today would be a great day to show you another day in the life of a teacher. Today is Thursday. It is the last day before spring break. Tomorrow's Good Friday, and our spring break starts. So today is a crazy day, and I thought, what better day to show you what our life is really like in a high school before break. So we have a shortened schedule today. We're in classes for less time than normal, and that's because at the very end of the day, they're having a staff-student basketball game where if the kids want to get out of class, they can pay, I think it's $1, and go to the staff versus student basketball game. So all of the classes are a little bit shorter, and like I said, tomorrow we don't have school. I will tell you what all teachers know. Before any kind of break, kids are crazy. The kids are crazy because they know there's getting ready to be a break. We've had all these snow days and stuff, so like we haven't had many breaks lately, which means they're even more crazy because they're like cabin fever stir crazy like we are as teachers. So that's one of the things. So with all of that in mind, here are some things that I recommend for teachers before a break. Testing. Because, okay, so this sounds really bad, but if your kids are crazy, one way that you can help calm them down is by doing something that's quiet. So testing, obviously, is quiet. And also, since we're getting ready to go on a whole week break, I don't want them to have to come back and then take a test on something because they're going to forget everything about it. So I say, let's finish the unit. So like we're reading Oedipus in my English 2 classes. So we finished all of it on Tuesday, and then yesterday we reviewed, and then today they're taking the test. And also we have to turn in grades, like the, I can't talk. It's time for a break. We have to turn in grades immediately, like as soon as we come back from break. So like I need to get everything graded and turned in and stuff. So a lot of times I will make the last day before break kind of like a test taking day, and then we might do something fun after the test if I feel like they can handle it. So that's kind of what we're going to do today. We're going to take the test on Oedipus. 2 of my classes have essays due today, so they'll turn them in as soon as they come in. And then I have a bunch of English type board games that we will probably play, and that's it. Like, it's going to be a simple day. Also, what happens usually on these days is there's not a lot of kids here. So I think having a test on that last day helps encourage students to also be here on this day. So that's another reason that we do that. So I also tell the students, obviously, they're having a test. So if they know they're going to be out, they can go ahead and take it ahead of time and don't have to worry about it. And for me, I think that's good because that kind of teaches them that responsibility of that you need to know about things ahead of time and take care of stuff. So that's another good thing about having the test on that day. Just some other things. So while I've got you here, I recently just called about 5 or 6 different parents, and in calling those parents, I had really good conversations with them. And I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I hate calling parents, and I think any teacher does. Contacting parents in any way is terrible. And it's not because, I don't know, it's not because of like anything necessarily bad. It's just the unknown. I'm terrible about making phone calls anyway. Like, I'm one of those generations where, like, I don't like calling for anything. It gives me anxiety. But, like, calling a parent is such an unknown. Like, you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get a great response. Sometimes the parents are super concerned about the kids like you are. They're very gung-ho about helping them, and they're all on your side, and it's wonderful. And those are those great conversations that you love to have. Sometimes you don't get an answer. And I will say for high school, the majority of the time, I get a voicemail, I get an answering machine, I get a voicemail inbox full, I leave a message, I get no response. I email, I get no response. And that's one of those things that you feel like you've done your job, but you haven't done your job, because without the parent saying, like, I got this and I get what you're saying and I will talk to them or whatever, you know, it feels unfinished. So you get that, or you get an apathetic parent that tells you that they know that there's stuff wrong and they don't know what to do, or they've been trying but they don't know what to do. And I understand, like, I'm sure having a teenager is tough. Or you get the dreaded, angry, upset parent conversation where they're staying on their kid's side and they don't believe you for whatever reason. I'm sure they have their reasons. Or they're upset with you about something, like a grade that you gave a kid or whatever. So, like, you never know what you're going to get when you call home. And for me, it just makes me so hesitant to call. So I forced myself this week, because it's the end of the grading period. I had some kids that I was concerned about. I had some kids that are not bad, but they're like right on the cusp of it. And so I was like, let me call now and address it, and hopefully I'll see a change. And I will say, I had one parent that I didn't get a response from. I had one parent that I left a voicemail for, and they called me back the next morning. And the rest of them I talked to, and they were all positive experiences. And so for me, I count that as super successful. If you saw my Instagram or my Facebook, you saw that I went and got myself a big milkshake, because I was like, I called 5 parents, and I deserve this. So, you know, that's something I tried to take care of before break. And hopefully it will make a difference. I will say, one of the kids wasn't here yesterday after I called. One of the kids, obviously the one I didn't get a hold of, I didn't see a change in him. But the other 3, their parents definitely had talked to them about what I had talked to them about, and I saw a change in them. So I would say 3 out of 5 ain't bad. So, you know, it's one of those things, like, right before break, you feel like you've got all these things on your plate that you need to take care of. So I took care of some of them. Over break, I'm going to be grading papers, because every class I have turned in a paper. So, you know, that means about, you know, it's a little less than 90, but about 90 essays, all about 2 pages, that have to be graded over break. I have to grade the test that they're going to take today. And I have to get all my grades finished while I'm over break. But you know what's better? I would much rather grade at home in my pajamas in front of Netflix than here at this desk in pretty clothes. It's not going to be that exciting, but you know, hey, it's real life. So we're going to come in. They're going to do the warm up. Then I'm going to give them some time to study if they want to. Then we're going to take the test. I'm going to talk to them about turning in their essay. And then we're going to play some games and have some fun. So hopefully you will enjoy seeing what's going on. And I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Make sure you subscribe or hit the like button if you enjoy this video. There will be a bunch of videos coming out over spring break, because I'll be at home and have plenty of time to make videos. Bye. It's on canvas, honey. Wang. Go ahead and turn in an essay if you have not done that.
I thought she was going to say, oh, we had an essay there.
Yeah. Look it up on Canvas to see what order it goes in. Please don't staple it all together. That will be a pile I can't read. So you should be turning in your essay, and then once you do that, you should start on the warm-up.
Do we staple all together?
No. Ah! That's how I feel. Put a paper clip on it. I mean, staple the paper, but don't put everything in one staple. Yeah. Where did you print it? At home?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
Hey,
I have about 30 copies because I was trying to not get on.
Oh, well. It's okay. That's better. It saves paper. Until you print 30 copies. You ruined it.
I don't know.
besides grading essays, what are you doing all week next week?
Nothing. I'm doing nothing.
Grade essays all week
No, I mean, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to watch Netflix.
in your pajamas?
I'm going to put a mask on. Do some facial care.
You enjoy your facial.
Thank you.
My teacher hates my speech.
What? One is the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I want the new, fresh copy on top. Thank you for telling her to staple it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
Is my best.
No, that's the worst way.
How is that the worst way?
You did it upside down.
You know what? Because my mom has this weird stapler and it doesn't sit down. It's like vertical. It's like you have to hold it. Okay. Yeah.
But good try.
Yeah.
What is this? I'm going to grade you on your stapling. You get 5 points for how you staple it.
Okay. Are you serious?
No.
Please. I did.
But should I?
Yes.
you do. Every day.
Well, let me go reset mine.
What?
Chocolate chip cookie?
No, I'm good, thank you. Okay, once you listen, let me tell you everything so you can check and make sure. Number 1, your new copy plus all that other stuff needs to be paper clipped and put into the crate over there. If you're missing something, should you turn it in anyway?
Yeah.
Yes, because if you don't, that's a 0. So even if you don't have yours finished, or even if you're missing something, okay, then turn it in anyway. Don't just say, well, I don't have it. Oh, well, that's not a good thing for you to do. Second thing, you need to go to Canvas, and you need to turn it in on Canvas. I saw a lot of you doing that. If you're not sure, check, okay? Check and make sure before you leave class today, and make sure you've done that. You need to submit it. I would submit it as a Word copy, but it can be whatever. Is this from Miss Sievert?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I don't have my computer. Like, I paid my fee, but they took it anyway. So,
Okay, did you finish your paper?
yeah. I turned it in Monday.
And everything's over there? Then you're good. Because I got a paper copy of the test. Okay. So there is that. Okay. He's been saying, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. Stapler's over here. It should be over here. Paper clips should be in the container. Okay, listen. Shh. Listen to me. All right. When you finish turning it in, then you can start on the warm-up. Okay? So make sure that you've got everything for the paper and stuff done before you start on the warm-up. Okay? Is there anybody that did not get to print their paper? Good. Well, hallelujah. Okay.
thought you were concerned with me like throwing it.
No, I'm concerned with you having your paper printed. Is there anybody that does not have their rough draft? Well, I don't believe. I guess I'll find out when I grade. We've got 6 signs up there, so number your paper 1 to 6, and then fix them. There is something wrong with all of them. You can talk with your group and figure it out, or if you want to do it on your own, you can, and write it down. You can add words, you can take words out, you can fix things.
Hey, can I go to the bathroom?
Are you finished the warm-up? Finish it, and then you can go, okay? You better get to writing. You ain't wrote a thing. Okay. Let's go ahead and start on these. Most of you seem to be done. You're just saying them funny. So, don't scream at me because they're still on the screen. Okay? Y'all always like, I'm still looking at it. They're there. Okay. Number 1. Now listen. When I graded essays, the things that I saw that needed the most work were commas and apostrophes. So let's have a little mini lesson right now. If you want to put an S on something, does it have to have an apostrophe?
No.
No. The only time you put an apostrophe with it is if you're trying to say what?
Something.
Possession. They own it. It's theirs. So Nick's, apostrophe S, pretzels. Okay? If I'm just saying, Nick, I don't need an apostrophe S. If there were multiple Nicks, I don't need the apostrophe. Okay? So be careful about the apostrophe. A lot of you, when you wrote a doll's house, you had no apostrophe. So what you're saying is there's a bunch of dolls. How many dolls are in the story? 1. Who is it? Nora. That's it. Nora is the doll, metaphorically. Oh my God. Okay.
What if she?
So the reason you put the apostrophe S is because you're saying it's her what? House. A doll's house. Okay? So the first one, what's wrong with it?
The apostrophe.
Apostrophe. Do you need the apostrophe? No. So all you have to do is take it out. Nothing lasts forever except your bad tattoo. That one is very bold, so they will be paying for it. Please make sure that if you get a tattoo that has words on it, that someone else checks it for you. Someone intelligent. Okay, the second one is a church, and it says, forgive your enemies, as they said. It messes with their mind. So tell me, guys, listen. Okay, there's 2 things wrong. What's the first one? Enemies is spelled wrong, and the second one is there. It needs to be Their. And technically, those are both separate sentences. Forgive your enemies. It messes with their mind. So you need either periods after each one. I put in a semicolon just to practice. What's your other option? We said 2 periods. What's the other one? A comma and a
Conjunction.
coordinating conjunction. Yes. We said, what are they? Fanboys. That's for, and, nor, but, or, yet. So, that was rough. Okay. The third one is my favorite. Respect our country. Speak English. What's wrong with it? R. R needs to be. What?
Hour.
Oh, I can't. It sounds the same as my accent. I'm trying to differentiate.
Oh. Now you make me
Our
say it.
country.
Hour.
Our country. O-U-R. Now, actually, again, that's two separate sentences. Two. Also, I don't know why they have a dash between our country.
Like, who decided, like, well, speak English, I'm going to make this English for you. This is the
I don't know. Okay. The next one says, sorry, we're closed.
Where?
Where? Wear clothes. Sounds like wear clothes, which I think is fun. Sorry, wear clothes. So, what is it supposed to be?
We are closed.
We are closed, right? So you could put the apostrophe in it, like we are, or you could say we are, whichever one, but it's not where. And technically, after sorry, you need either a comma or an exclamation point, because it's one of those kind of like introductory phrases, that 2D error that some of you did a lot. Yes? Do you remember 2D? 2A? Okay. The next one says, nothing under $5. If you don't like the price, too bad. Me. So what's wrong with it? Wrong too. It needs to be the one that's T-O-O. You can use the T-O-O one, two, T-W-O, different ways. And the last one. We're opening at 3 a.m. on Black Friday. What are they missing? The apostrophe. You could say we are, or you could say we're with the apostrophe. And technically, they've got it written in like all caps, which is just the way the font looks. Y'all, the way the font looks. So I would make sure if you're writing it normal that you capitalize Black Friday, because that is a proper noun. Because it's a holiday.
Well,
Okay? Holiday. Okay. So that's that. You should have all 6 written down. Okay? I would like to remind you of something. You are honors. So I am not doing a notebook check of sorts with you. It is your job to keep your stuff organized and under control. I will warn you though, at the end of the year, I might ask to see them just as a final easy grade. You better make sure that you're doing these warm-ups. I think most of you are, but some of you I'm concerned about. So make sure if you're out that you get them. Make sure that you're keeping everything in there. And can you add more stuff than what I'm giving you?
Yeah.
You can. Like, for instance, for the writing tab, if you had some stuff that you, like, you did some proofing or some brainstorming and you want to slap that in there so you can keep it, that's fine. This is your binder. Oh, that was I thought he was telling me to. Okay. All right. You have a test today on Oedipus. Okay? So here's the deal. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to study. Okay? 10 minutes. Also, before you ask me, you get out of this class at 11:05. Okay? So you get out of here at 11:05. So don't ask me. Okay. So we still have plenty of time. Okay? Here are things that are up for grabs on the test. You need to know the characters and you need to know what they did and didn't do and stuff like that. Okay? I do not care about the difference between the first messenger and the second messenger, but there is a difference between the messenger and the shepherd, right? Okay? You should know that difference. In the story, they call him what? The messenger. What do they call him? Started with a C.
Courier.
Cora goes.
There you go.
Yeah. Close. Okay. The other thing that you need to know is you need to know what happened. Okay, but seriously, you need to know what happened in the story. I would suggest that you go over things like what order the kings came in, like because there's 3 of them, plus the 4th one as in like Polybus. Okay, you need to know the difference between Corinth and Thebes. Okay, and also like I said, knowing what happened in the story, because sometimes you guys get mixed up on what happened when. That Kahoot yesterday, some of you were confused. Yes.
For the question we got stumped on, it was like, wait, who said what? Like the shepherd and like the messenger and like.
That's not going to be on there. Yes. Yeah, you will have to know, like, this one is the one that told us this, and this one is the one that told us this. Yes, and thank you. The 3 types of irony are going to be on there. Verbal, verbal as in saying something. Okay, you say the opposite of what you mean or whatever. Situational as in fire at the firehouse. Okay. For instance, if I say I'm leaving Corinth so I don't kill my father, and then I kill my father, that is situational. Okay. And then the last one is dramatic. If you see the word audience, then you put dramatic. Okay. Dramatic is when the audience knows something we don't know. Okay. Here's your tip. I would look at that picture of the theater again. 10 minutes. Yes. You need to make it full screen. It's called Oedipus test. Okay? Also, when you finish, well, the first thing is, it is all multiple choice and matching. There is nothing you have to type, which is good, but that also means the grade that it spits out for you is your grade. Okay? Chris, you should not have started. Okay? Then you can just wait. So, here's what you need to know. This is the last grade you get for this class for this 9 weeks besides your essay. When you finish with your test, the first thing I need for you to do, this is after you finish your test, is you need to turn in your essay on Canvas under final copy. If you've already done that, then you're good. Make sure I have your final copy because I'm grading it over spring break. Okay? If you don't have it done, or it's not finished, or it's not complete, or whatever, do you still need to turn it in? Yes, because if you don't, that's a 0. Even if you have part of it, turn in what you have. Okay? When you finish, if you need to go print, then when you finish your test, you may take your computer and go down there and print. Okay? But that's after you finish your test. Okay? Stay silent. When you finish, then you need to find something silent to do.
So I intended to film another day in the life video for yesterday because I knew it was going to be an interesting day. It was going to be a crazy day, because it's the day before spring break. We had a weird schedule, all these kind of things. And so I thought, hey, that would be a great time to film. And the reality of the situation is I didn't get a ton of footage. I got one clip that I feel like is really good. I didn't film anything at lunch. I didn't film anything during our remedial smart lunch time. I didn't film anything after school or whatever. So I just got busy. And to be quite honest, this is one of the reasons that I decided against doing like vlogs and stuff, because I literally can't remember to film. I actually filmed a couple clips over the past couple of weeks, and like I would do the intro during my planning, and then after that I would totally forget to film anything that I was supposed to film. So this is just kind of, I guess, an apology, a warning, that I'm aware it's not a complete video, but I'm just going to go ahead and kind of leave it the way it is, because as my husband said, the reality of the situation is sometimes the day in the life of a teacher means I'm too busy to film. So I hope that you enjoy it, and stay tuned for more videos.